Hey mamas, welcome to brownmamas.com. I'm Muffy Mendoza and this is Mamavation. So it's Friday as always, and as you guys know, I'm usually here to give you your little bit of spunk to start your weekend, as well as to encourage you to continue to love your motherhood journey. But as you guys know, everybody knows by now, in Baltimore, in Philly, and in New York City, there has been a whole lot of protesting and rioting amongst our brothers and sisters in those places over the death of another one of our black brothers, specifically our young black brothers. And so I think this is a great time to talk about motherhood being revolutionary. And I think oftentimes when you think of motherhood, oftentimes we don't think about it as something that can be revolutionary, that can be a game changer, as something that has the ability to be catalytic to a revolution. And I think that what we fail to realize is that motherhood is the highest expression any woman can show of her beauty of being a woman. When you break down the word woman, you have two words. You have womb and you have man. And for some reason, for a great reason, God chose to put the word womb in the front. So let that marinate a little bit. Womb is in the front of man. Because to give birth is something that God has blessed us with. That was something that He didn't give to men. He gave it to us being able to give birth. So we should take that thing very seriously and realize that just like a plant becomes a flower, a woman becomes a mother. She grows into motherhood. She blossoms into motherhood. And so when you think about it like that, you have to think that God must want us to take this motherhood thing very seriously. So that means that motherhood is revolutionary. Not can be, it is revolutionary. We all seen our sister up in Baltimore yank her sons away from the riot and away from violence. And we have to start doing that on a day-to-day basis. We have to start realizing that we are the mothers of our community. That means we give birth to the community. The men keep the community stable. They provide for the community, but we are the community. Without us, there is no community. So for that reason, it's time for us to start to create a standard. When Nelson Mandela went away to jail, Winnie Mandela had to hold down the fort. So she had to have a standard. She had to have certain things she did every day with her children. She had to instill confidence in them. She had to make sure that they got exactly what they needed, not only on a physical level, but on an emotional, spiritual, and intellectual level, because the world was trying to beat her and her children down. And so we have to start to act like we are waiting for our husbands to get out of prison. Because that's where our husbands are. Even our sons, our brothers, our uncles, our fathers are in a psychological prison right now. And so we have to be on the front line as the women who are creating the standard that says when you get out, I've got something for you. I've got a healthy meal cook for you. I've got a clean house for you. I've got some intellectual stimulation for you. When was the last time you read a book, sister? If you haven't read a book that says anything other than a ghetto story, you need to up your game. Because motherhood should be revolutionary. Motherhood should be the thing that says our communities are clean, our children are well fed, our children are educated in the African way, which means our children don't just know who Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks are. Our children know who Frederick Douglass is. Our children know who Marcus Garvey is. Our children know who John Henry Clark is. Make motherhood revolutionary. Set about a standard for everything from the way you cook to the way you dress. And this is what we do, because like I tell my children all the time, this is what Mendozas do. My last name is Mendoza, so my children understand very clearly we are African American and we are Mendozas. And there is a standard for how Mendozas and African Americans live. Let's stop letting everybody else determine for us what our community should look like, what we should look like, what our home life should look like. Make sure your home is a reflection of you. Whoever your ancestors are, your children should know who they are. Because when times get hard, you need to be able to say, Grandma Rachel, can you pray for me? So let's start to create these standards within our homes, within our communities, and make motherhood revolutionary. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. I know that was a long one. I'm Muffy Mendoza. This is brownmamas.com and Mamavation. I'll see you guys next Friday.